It is a horrible idea that there is somebody who owns us, who makes us, who supervises us, waking and sleeping, who knows our thoughts, who can convict us of thought crime, who can do thought crime, just for what we think. Child made in the image of God. Oh no, you're not. You're a faggot. And you can't join your church and you can't go to heaven. This is disgraceful. It's inhuman.
Okay, so just imagine that you're at the airport and for whatever reason you find out your plane isn't going to be able to take off. You're basically screwed at the airport, and so you're standing there and you're looking at these uncomfortable little chairs and all the crappy little restaurants that you find at airports. They're all closed, so you don't have really any food until the restaurants open the next morning, and there's no place to sleep except these crappy uncomfortable chairs at the airport. So you're kind of screwed. You might have to lay on the floor, maybe, you know. And then a complete stranger comes up and maybe sees everybody standing there and goes, hey, you know, I have some room in my house. I can take 10 of you guys. If you want to come back with me, you can stay at my house for the night. And so you oh, right, okay, cool. So you pile into his truck. He's got to have a pretty big truck to fit all of you, but you pile into the truck. And he takes you back to his house, and he's got a nice house, and he says, here's the guest bedroom, and sorry, I don't have a lot of rooms in my house, but here's the guest bedroom, and the bathroom's adjacent to the bedroom. It's right here. It's just one bathroom. Sorry, but, you know, I don't have more than one bathrooms in this house, but here's all the blankets I have in my house. Here's some sleeping bags. Here's some extra pillows. You know, if you need anything, let me know, da-da-da-da-da. And so then he leaves you. So there you are. And maybe he put down a couple air mattresses for people who have bad backs or whatever. So you're in this nice warm house, and you have a place to sleep, a little bit better than the situation at the airport. Maybe on the way back to his house he stopped at a store so you could go in and get some food for yourselves to eat, so you had something to eat until the next morning when he was going to take you back to the airport. Question: would you complain to this really nice person who opened his doors to you and offered you his hospitality? You know, offered you a slightly better place, a safer place maybe? Or would you bitch and moan about the fact that not everybody got to have an air mattress? Would you be angry because you didn't get enough blankets, or maybe you didn't get a pillow because there weren't enough pillows to go around, so you were forced to ball up a blanket and use that as a pillow? Would you complain to him about the fact that you had to wait a long time to get to use the bathroom because there's only one bathroom and there's 10 of you, not counting your host and his family? Would you complain about the living conditions to him after he's done this for you? Probably not. You might think it. You might think, God, you know, this is, you know, but he's not asking you to pay him any money. So if the thought crosses your mind that this kind of sucks, would you have the audacity to tell him how unhappy you are with the setup that he's just given you? Or would you keep it to yourself and thank your lucky stars that you had a safe place to sleep? I saw this video. The refugees in Europe act like disappointed tourists. And I had a knee-jerk reaction. I was angry and disgusted by this video, and I will leave the link below so you can check it out. I mirrored it. I put it on my channel because that's how disgusted I was that these people would be so rude to treat their hosts, which would be Germany. These are refugees in Germany, I believe, and maybe a few other countries too, but Germany for sure. That are disgruntled and unhappy with their current situation. Germany is, it looks like they didn't have very much time to set up this shelter, this emergency shelter for these people. And the people are just complaining and complaining and whining and complaining. Oh, the internet service is slow. We don't have any television. Some people get more clothes than other people. Blah, blah, blah. The bathrooms are really disgusting. And we only have 4 stalls. And da-da-da-da-da. I saw this video and I was just, I can't believe, you know, these countries are taking these refugees in and trying to help them, that these people would have the audacity to complain. So in my anger, I posted a mirror of this video.
All the people in this place are ill now, flu and cold and these illnesses. And we are 500 people in this garage.
It's a closed place with no windows. It's not good for even a human being to be in there. The shared bathrooms, it's very gross, it's very disgusting, and it's not enough. There's only 4 cabins for all women in there.
The German Red Cross says it had little time to mobilize, and the facility is already at capacity.
So we had more or less 24 to 48 hours to build all of this up. And then at one go, we had 600 beds and a few sanitary facilities, which are now continually being expanded.
I still don't regret it, but it's disappointing. It's not what I had imagined. Like, I prepared myself mentally from Syria that I'm going to suffer from very bad situations. But all what I have imagined, it wasn't as bad as what I'm seeing right now.
In the north of Munich, an old military camp is now a migrant centre and a microcosm for the problem Europe faces. While some of the residents are newly arrived from the conflict in Syria, many are not. There are Afghans here, Senegalese, Albanians, Pakistanis and Bangladeshis.
For all the people.
Husam Kabai fled the Syrian capital Damascus with his wife and 2 sons, one of whom is disabled and needs specialist medical care.
Then somebody pointed out, and I think it might be under the original video, that this was a program that aired and there was more to it than just these clips. That the people in these clips did also express appreciation for the help that they were getting. They expressed appreciation when they were actually being asked by this news broadcast, whatever, well, what don't you like? So they were being prompted to express themselves and describe the things they didn't like. And I don't know if the original program deliberately did this so then they can make these people look like a bunch of whiners and complainers, or if somebody put together just the negative comments that these people made to make them look like that. But I don't. When I heard that this comment, when I read this comment that this person put up, that this is not what the original program was, and this is just they've deliberately made it look like these people are just, you know, they have nothing good to say. I took the video off my channel. I don't want to spread that kind of false information, false perception of people. I'm glad that these refugees in these countries have also expressed appreciation. But that said, I still think it's very bad form to criticize and complain as much as these people do.
Syrian capital Damascus with his wife and 2 sons, one of whom is disabled and needs specialist medical care.
Nobody asked me.
If Europe's leaders now force Husam to relocate from Germany, he'll go home instead.
No, I go back my country.
You go back to Syria?
Yeah. I go to my country. Everybody, if we ask anyone, if in Germany not accept people here, they will back country.
So it's Germany or nothing as far as you're
Nothing.
concerned?
Germany or nothing. I back my country, of course.
Breakfast small and lunch small. Just 2 bread in 1 meal. Not enough for one people.
Very cold and clothes, no clothes.
Every night cold. They give some people more clothes and another people not more. And we feel very bored here.
You can just eat, sleep, use the slow internet. It's so bad.
Just eat and sleep here. Anything other? No.
Other things I noticed in these clips. The men, and this kind of irritates me in the extreme. The men look like any men would look in America. The guys. They're all dressed very Western. I don't see a single traditional garb on any of the men. They're all completely westernized.
From Ghana.
What do you think about this accommodation, your new home?
Some things are no good.
What is not good?
The place we are sleep is too hot, and the food we eat is not good. No television, no any fan, air condition, no. We need comfortable place because your place we sleep is not good.
Try to help us, the government of Italy. Try to help us. We are receiving bad conditions. Try to help us. We are dying. We are dying. We beg you. We beg you because we suffer too much here. I am from Ghana. So many are here. So many people are here. All Africa, Gambia, even Ivory Coast. 20 people in one room. Come to my place and see what's happening. Come. No good. Water. Underwater. This is not good. Water. When water, it rain. You cannot sleep well. You are in bad conditions.
Every single woman in these clips has a headscarf or veil of some kind. Headscarf. They're covered. It angers me. Because my question is, if these women wanted to, could they also dress Western and not have anything over their hair? No head covering? If they wanted to, could they? Would they have that option too? Or is it pretty much they have to dress this way? They have to wear a headscarf. They have to cover up. Because that's what I think. I think it's not a choice for the women. I think they have to. And this angers me. This is oppression. And you could say, well, they don't have to. They want to. This is their choice. Were they, since babyhood, taught that the female body is something to be ashamed of, that they need to cover it up, that you're a whore if you let any skin show or too much skin show, you're a whore? Is this what they've been spoon-fed their entire lives? So now they choose to do something, but it's because of how they've been raised to think about their bodies. They don't want to be whores. Only decent women dress the way they do. Everybody else would be whores. Women who don't, they're whores. Western style of dressing isn't what they want, because then they would look like whores. I mean, this Is this how they've been raised to think? And so they, and in my opinion, this is the same as forcing them to wear this cover up like this. Because of the way they've been raised. Are they going to raise their children the same way they were raised? Are they going to teach their little girls that if they don't dress this way, they're going to look like whores? They will be whores. Sorry, only whores walk around with their heads showing. Only whores walk around with their skin showing.
No service, no service, no service.
Food is good here inside, or?
No good. No. No good.
Food, they good, they middle.
What's the problem? What's middle?
Quality of food.
I noticed in this video too, in these clips, that the men are doing a lot of the talking. There's very few women. Of course, all the women that are talking are dressed in the traditional garb, while the men are not. In this particular clip, the man is doing the talking. He's the obvious spokesperson for the family, and the wife doesn't say a word. Is this pretty typical? Are women supposed to be silent, not seen but not heard kind of thing?
No, I go back my country.
You go back to Syria?
Yeah. I go to my country. Everybody, if you ask anyone, if in Germany not accept people here, they will that country.
So it's Germany or nothing?
The things I notice in this video too that other people notice in the original video, everybody's dressed very well. The clothing is, I mean, these people don't look like all the homeless veterans that I see in downtown Seattle, the people who went out and risked their lives for the country and now don't have a place to live. These guys look like they just came home from work or from school. They're dressed immaculately. The woman with her pristine white headscarf and her makeup on, she sure doesn't look like a homeless person or somebody who's desperately poor. They have the internet. They might have slow service, but they have the internet. I mean, they're dressed better than a lot of people in this country who go working every day. It just, I know that a lot of immigrants come to this country and they too are given aid, and people who were born in this country who are desperately poor don't get that kind of aid. To me, it just seems a little weird that so much concern is given to people who aren't even from your country, but the people who are from your country, who fall into hard times and are desperately poor, oh well, too bad, so sad. If there's room at the inn, you can have a bed. Otherwise, you're sleeping on the sidewalk in front of a Macy's store. This country doesn't care for its own poor and desperate and needy, but it sure does care for, and I'm talking about America. I don't know, maybe in Germany they care for their homeless people, but in the United States, we sure don't. In fact, there's some states where it's illegal to feed the homeless. But yeah, back to the video. I'm looking at people that look far better off than our homeless people here in Washington State, and they're complaining. They have a nice tent. They're not sleeping on the cement in front of Macy's. They look like they have a padded kind of mattress to lay on. They are being fed. Oh my goodness, the food is so horrible that this guy says that he wouldn't eat it, but he would let his dog or a woman eat it. It's fit for a dog or a woman.
This no good food. This no good. For dog, I give this for dog, no egg. Dog. This for women, no egg. See?
Yeah, this mentality is what is being, this particular refugee is in Finland. Boy, do you think Finland wants people like that in their country who have this attitude toward women? And yet this is the attitude that is being, the countries in Europe are opening their arms to these refugees. And what are they doing? They're letting people into their country who have this attitude toward women and will raise their sons to have this attitude toward women. What is this going to do for women, both now and in the future? Rape has skyrocketed in various countries in the UK, and the perpetrators are mostly Muslim males. And for some bizarre reason, the media doesn't want to talk about it because I guess it's just not politically correct. But what is this going to do for the future safety of women? Women are being raped now. Will they continue to be raped? These men who think that women who don't wear veils are whores will have their sons. They will raise their sons to think the same way. So, gee, down the road, will our future children, our future daughters and granddaughters, will they also get to be raped because of this attitude that's going to thrive now in countries like Norway and Germany and Sweden? What are they letting into their country? They're letting in this mentality that women are inferior. They're letting in this mentality that everything should be according to Sharia law, and we want to establish Sharia law here in this country. We want to take your culture and stomp it out and replace it with our own culture. But we're also letting in people who look upon women as inferior. And any woman who doesn't dress the Islamic way, those women are whores, and it's okay to rape them. It's okay to harass them. It's okay to assault them. And these men who have this attitude, and I don't want to just say men, because I've seen what Christianity has done in our most Christian states in the United States, and women who are raised up and brainwashed too have the same attitude toward their own gender. So who knows? Maybe even the Muslim women tell this to their daughters. Like the Muslim men tell this to their sons. That if a woman is indecent, she's a whore, she's garbage, she's nothing. And rape is perfectly okay. And so what are we going to have in European countries in the future? We're going to have women who aren't Muslim but dressing like they are to protect themselves from being abused, assaulted, raped. Europe is letting these refugees into their country out of the kindness of their hearts. But how great will the harm be because of this act of kindness? In the long run, how many atrocities will come from this? How many women will be hurt or raped? How much fear will be generated? What will happen to the cultures in Europe? Will they still be here in 50 years? Or even 20 years? Or will Europe just be another Middle East? Will Western societies even continue to exist? Will the whole world look like the Middle East? With men referring to women like they're dogs. I still have a very bad feeling about this video, even though I understand now that these are just selected clips to make these people look like ingrates. I still am very disgusted by this video. because the women are all wearing veils and headscarves or headscarves. Mostly headscarves. I don't really see any faces covered up, but we still have everything else covered up. And only the women are dressed this way. There's no men dressed even remotely like like a Middle Eastern, you know, your stereotypical Middle Eastern man would dress. These guys look like any guys on the street. They're completely westernized, but not the women. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to make some comments. This is not what I want to see happen. This is not what I want for the future of planet Earth, or the future of my country, or the future of women's rights, or the future of human rights and gay rights, or the future for atheism. I don't want to live in a world that bullies people and uses fear to control people, and that's what Islam does. This is not a world I want. And the attitudes shown in this video and other videos that I have seen only make me know even more that this needs to be opposed aggressively. This is a real threat to human rights. And I believe it is coming to America, what is happening in the UK. I think the future is worth fighting for. I think our culture, and yes, we have one here in America, it's worth fighting for. Anyway, thanks for watching if you have. Bye!